Yeah.
Because I have no English skills at all, and then went to New York City, and the people in New York City doesn't care about another people.
Yeah.
They like to hide the feelings. They like to be kind, or even if they're saying
Is that real
something bad,
kindness
they
though?
hide it.
I want to say something about Japanese people being kind.
For example, people called me Taco, like Taco-jin.
And I was like, sumimasen, airpotsu lost. So would you say the hardest part about studying abroad is not knowing the language?
So again, thank you very much for coming, guys. I think it's a really good opportunity. You know, it's a good opportunity to gather those Japanese students who used to study abroad, and obviously they're here studying Japanese. I love that. So yeah, obviously studying abroad, I think has pros and cons, and so whoever thinks fun overrides, you can sit on this side. Whoever thinks difficulty overrides can sit on this side. Okay, this is interesting. Really? What's fun about studying abroad in Japan?
Mostly just like having an excuse to come to Japan while still like learning something.
Right.
So it kind of feels like, might be like weird to say, but it feels like a respectful way to like stay here for a really long time. You know, you're still using the time to learn the language and like learn the culture.
Well, I'm a person that loves like changing things. So I come from a very small town. Then I went to a big city. Mexico City is a real big city, 80 million people, more or less. But I think it's really, really fun to get to experience like very different points of view. And also while learning a language, I think it's very, very fun to be able to be inside this so that you can actually be a part of something. And being a part of something, I think, is one of the most fun things in the world. In Mexico, I think they're very open-minded about some things and very close to others, but it's easier to see when they are closed because they will tell you and they will be rude about it. Japanese people may not agree with what you're doing, but they do not say it straightforward. They
Right.
like to hide the feelings. They like to be kind, or even if they're
Is
saying
that real
something bad,
kindness
they
though?
hide it. Yeah.
That's my question, you know? Like to me, a kind person is someone that, you know, nicely tells you maybe the things you've done wrong, or, you know, keeping it to yourself and, you know, speaking behind someone's back. To me, it's not a genuine kindness. You get what I'm saying? So maybe others can answer this, but what's your experience like in Japan? Like, do you think Japanese people are kind in that way? In what kind of way? Any thoughts?
I don't know. I'm kind of uncomfortable when I don't know what people think of me. So, and I'm not very, like, sometimes I can see like Japanese people looking at me weirdly. Like if I go into a store and I buy something, the cashier might like look at me a bit longer than like they normally would. And I sometimes I get it like I'm just a gaijin. Like it's weird to like maybe it's like uncommon to see a tourist some places. So I have all the respect for that. But sometimes it's like hard to tell if they're really like if they're actually nice or if they're like judging you, and I don't like that. I'd rather be told like to my face, I don't like you. That makes me more comfortable.
Yeah. So then, how does that explain how the fun aspects still kind of override your overall experience in Japan?
I want to still say that there are a lot of people that are genuinely kind. Like I've had people like come up to me in the subway because I'm holding up my phone with maps and like, oh, he doesn't know where he's going. But what train are you taking? Which station are you taking? And I haven't even asked for that help. So there are definitely people that are just kind out of their hearts. But then I also have the same experiences still where like some people definitely probably don't want me here. And that's the sentiment that I've also read online, right? But being here, experiencing the city, I haven't felt more out of place here than I do at home.
So studying abroad found more difficult. For me, it was difficult. I was 20 years old. Then I didn't study English at all because I was playing soccer all my life. Then I decided to move New York City, and I have a lot of language barriers. It made it like so difficult, like studying abroad difficult. But I think that the thing is the best part of studying abroad, because grow through the challenge to make yourself like, getting better and better. So difficult is also fun. Yeah, that's my answer.
Great.
Nothing worth mentioning was ever easy. If something is easy, you're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So would you say the hardest part about studying abroad is not knowing the language?
In my case,
Yeah.
because I have no English skills at all, and then went to New York City, and the people in New York City doesn't care about another people, like most of them,
Yeah.
Then I felt like kind of loneliness,
Yeah, I could see how this is happening.
So it was the hell.
Like, we have a bit of a different situation since we have all international students. Like, you will find friends from any country, and we all speak English. We have that, we have that one up our sleeves, So I would say that challenge right from the get-go falls away. So if you are like a sociable person or so on, you won't have a problem to find friends here. But I get how in your case that could be a problem if the language barrier is here.
Yeah, there were only 3 people who can speak Japanese.
Yeah, I could see how this would become hard. Yeah, definitely. I want to say something about Japanese people being kind, and to this day I have only met one more person who was kinder than this, so maybe not even. So picture this. It's 1 a.m, you're a bit drunk, and you came out of the taxi. you step out of the taxi, you have your AirPods in, you're a bit in a rush, you thank the taxi driver and so on, and one of your AirPods just falls out and falls down into the drains, And luckily there was no rain or anything, and I was like, I'm gonna get this out, right? It's the heavy ones with the concrete, where you could pull, but this one was concreted in. So imagine this, I'm on my knees with some sticks trying to get this out. Like, the distance was maybe like 40 centimeters, so it was kind of hard, but I said, damn, I'm gonna get this out. This is too expensive for me to lose. And you have to imagine, a random Japanese dude walked by and said, "Daijoubu desu ka?" And I was like, sumimasen, AirPods lost, sumimasen. And he was like, oh. And he immediately kneeled down. Like, he kneeled down, he was looking, so, wakarimashita. And I said, like, yeah, it's okay. And he said, yeah, chotto mate. He sprinted home, came back with a plastic bag, a magnet inside, and a stick. And we took an hour, but my boy Casey got that AirPod out. Wow. So imagine how great that was. So it's so great, and like, nobody can tell me that Japanese people are not kind, because this person didn't know me. For all I care, if I would have witnessed this, I would say, what is wrong with that guy? Like, why is he kneeling down at 1 a.m? What is he doing, And I felt like it was so nice. And this has been like one of the best memories from Japan. Also, like, this event gave me a big push to want to learn Japanese even harder, because of course, just that I can say thank you to him, and like, actually, just because I really noticed, like, okay, it doesn't matter, he doesn't know me, he doesn't care, it's just he wanted to be nice, and he did something nice, and it just really pushed me, to be honest. And like, the difficulties, of course there are some language barriers, but honestly that's my fault. That's not the Japanese people's fault. I came here to a different country where they speak a completely different language, and it's my job to learn the language. Like,
I mean, what a great story. Well, thank you.
Topics.
Vera, any similar stories? Or?
Not really. That was a great story, but I would like to say that from my experience, almost like every Japanese people I've met have been so open to get foreigner friends. They're very like open and friendly, and they want to speak English, a lot of Japanese people, and I think it's so fun, because I've just like heard before that it will be difficult to get Japanese friends here, but when I came, just like going into stores, shopping or restaurants, a lot of people just randomly want like to talk to you and say hello, and Yeah, I just think it's so great. It's not like that where I come from. Not really the same. So it's been really fun.
Language was the hardest part for me. There was a bit of a culture difference between Japan and the UK, obviously. From this experience, I always say to people who are learning English or any other language is that language is passion. Just express what you're feeling. Express your feeling as much as you can, and they will understand it anyway. They will 1000% understand what you're saying. So after that realizing that part, studying abroad has been fun to me.
Yeah, no, that was great. I have 2 stories. One is in a pub in London. I woke up there and there was this drunk English man. He was probably drinking from like 2 p.m., right? He's drunk. He's probably had like 20 pints. And then he comes up to me and go, "Oi, mate, do you want to do a sumo?" He immediately thought I was Japanese and he wanted to do a sumo with me, right? And then we did the sumo in the pub. Everyone looked at us like very weird, but I didn't even take that offensive, you know? It's just banter, it's just fun. But I feel like some Japanese would take it offensive, but I personally don't. And I feel like it's the mindset, you know? You're in there, so you kind of have to deal with some differences and enjoy the differences. And the second thing is that I agree with Maruko is I have this friend's grandma. She doesn't speak a word of English, right? But she got weirdly friends with this person from the US on the street. They just met on the street. They were talking. She was speaking a Hiroshima dialect. The person was speaking English. Somehow they got along. And she got invited to her wedding, like next month. They met on the street. They were speaking nonsense. They didn't understand from each other. But she still got invited to a wedding. That's a crazy story, by the way. But yeah, I feel like that's just the vibe. That's the passion. Even if you don't speak a language. Yeah, go on.
Hey, I just wanted to say just about what you said. I think it is a mindset. For example, people call me taco, like taco Jin, like tacos. Because I'm Mexican.
Really?
Yeah, I could take it offensively, but no, tacos are great. I mean, if you like taco, I love tacos. So you can call me taco Jin. I don't mind it. Like everything is how you take things.
So next up is studying language necessary?